This is my student support system. Keep watching, keep learning.
Cranial nerves are part of peripheral nervous system, but they arise from the brain and its parts, so we study them here. The human body contains 12 pairs of cranial nerves that emerges from the brain and supply various structures, most of which are associated with head and neck. Their name generally suggests their distribution and function. They are numbered using Roman numerals. According to their order, they connect with the brain starting from anterior. First is olfactory nerve. So two olfactory nerves are there. These are sensory nerves. These nerves are for sense of smell. Their sensory receptors and fibers originate in the upper part of the mucous membrane of nasal cavity and then goes to the brain. Second are optic nerves. These are also sensory. They are the nerve of sense of sight or vision. The fibers originate in the retina of the eye and they combine to form optic nerve and then reaches this sensation to the brain. Third is oculomotor. This is motor nerve. This nerve arises from the nuclei near the cerebral aqueduct. They supply the four extrinsic muscles of the eye which are used for the movement of eyes. Fourth one is trochlear nerve, which is also a motor nerve. These nerves also arise from the nuclei near the cerebral aqueduct and they supply the superior oblique muscle of the eye, which is also used for movement of the eyeball. Fifth one is trigeminal nerve, which is a mixed nerve, means it will contain both sensory as well as motor fibers. These nerves contain motor and sensory fibers and are among the largest of the cranial nerves. They are the main sensory nerve from the face and head and receive impulse of pain, temperature and touch. The motor fibers stimulate the muscles of mastication. It has three branches: the ophthalmic nerve, maxillary nerve and the mandibular nerve. Now abducent nerve. This is sixth nerve and this is motor nerve. So these nerves arise from the nucleus laying under the floor of fourth ventricle and they supply the lateral rectus muscle of the eye. Seventh is facial nerve, which is also mixed nerve. These nerves are composed of both motor and sensory nerve fibers. The motor fibers supply to the muscles of facial expression and sensory fiber convey impulse from the taste buds of the tongue for the sense of taste. Eighth is vestibulocochlear nerve. So vestibulocochlear nerve is composed of two divisions, vestibular nerve and cochlear nerve. This is both are sensory. The vestibular nerve arises from the semicircular canals of the inner ear and are associated with the maintenance of posture and balance. The cochlear nerve division originate in the spiral organ, that is organ of Corti in the inner ear and convey impulses of hearing. Ninth is glossopharyngeal nerve, which is a mixed nerve. The motor fiber arises from the nuclei of in the medulla oblongata and stimulate the muscles of tongue and pharynx and secretory cells of the parotid gland. The sensory fiber convey impulse from posterior third of the tongue, tonsils, pharynx and from taste buds of the tongue. These nerves are essential for swallowing and gag reflexes. 10th is vagus nerve. This is a mixed nerve. This is the longest cranial nerve. They pass down through the neck into the thorax and abdomen. These nerves form the important part of parasympathetic nervous system, that is part of autonomic nervous system. The motor fibers arise from the nuclei in the medulla and supply the smooth muscles and secretory glands of the pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, heart, carotid bodies, esophagus, stomach, intestine, pancreas, gallbladder, bile ducts, spleen, kidney, ureter, blood vessels in the thoracic and abdominal cavity, and sensory fiber. They also convey impulse from the membrane lining of the same structures which we have just discussed to the brain. So this is the largest cranial nerve or longest. Next is accessory nerve. This is a motor nerve. These nerves arise from the nuclei in the medulla oblongata and supply sternocleidomastoid and trapezius muscle. Sternocleidomastoid is here and trapezius in the back for their movement. And hypoglossal nerve. This is also a motor nerve. These nerves arise from the nuclei in the medulla oblongata. They supply the muscles of tongue and muscles surrounding the hyoid bone and contribute to the swallowing and speech.
My student support system. Keep watching, keep learning.